We're bringing the Bathurst spirit to everything we do. We're bringing the octane. We're bringing the noise. We're bringing 99 years of passion. Yep, we're bringing the Bathurst.
Our high-performance race team needs a high-performance technology partner.
At Red Bull Ampol Racing, we rely on HP computers to power our on-track winning performance.
The Supercars Championship ignites at Bathurst.
The HP product range keeps us on top from design to drive. Red Bull Ampol Racing, powered by HP, and available right now at Harvey Norman.
Make more of the things you want possible with Cash Converters. Life made possible.
We're bringing the Bathurst spirit to everything we do. We're bringing the octane. We're bringing the noise. We're bringing 99 years of passion. Yep, we're bringing the Bathurst.
The Cash Converters Supercars E-Series is proudly brought to you by Repco. It starts with the parts. Nestles nicely between the AFL Grand Final and the NRL Grand Final. It's going to be the Cash Converters Supercars E-Series Grand Final tonight. Round 6, last chance for our All-Stars and our pros. We've got plenty to talk about, Jonathan Simon. We have a huge last night of the E-Series coming our way. We get to crown 2 champions tonight.
We do. 6 drivers in contention for each our All-Stars and Pro Series title, 3 for each of the championships. It's going to be a cracker. Hungary, Watkins Glen coming up.
Yeah, so this is SwiftX qualifying, so we're going to set the 2 grids for our 2 races tonight. Like you mentioned, we've got some pretty cool tracks lined up. Now, the first one is different. It's the Hungaroring. It's brand new to iRacing, so it's clearly brand new to the E-Series as well. We have no idea what's going to happen here. Our drivers have very limited experience there. Now, Watkins Glen, that's a track that's been around a little bit longer on iRacing, so for the All-Stars, Jonathan, that's familiar ground.
It is. We raced there at the All-Stars E-Series last year. We had a great event there. Anton de Pasquale took victory. Gizzy with pole position. We'll find out who takes pole here in SwiftX qualifying later up, and can anybody knock off Shane Van Gisbergen's record. But for the moment, we'll head into SwiftX qualifying for the Pro Series, where again, we see our 3 championship challengers up in front here of Burton Warren and Phil Sell.
While they're on their outlaps and working around to the finish line to start a quick one in SwiftX qualifying, I want to say that we've got lots of wildcard entrants coming up later tonight in the All-Stars. Might even see if we can sneak in a Shaw live chat with one of them. Right now, very happy to say that we've got Lachlan Mansell of reality TV fame joining the fun tonight. Lockie, you're in your race suit. I feel like everything in the world is right now.
Hey Chad, hey Jonathan. Everything in the world is right except for the fact that after practice I'm currently sitting position 31 in a 31 car field.
Mate, I'm so sorry that it's not Neil Crompton talking to you, your lifetime hero. Are you just so pumped to be part of the E-Series tonight?
I am pumped. I mean, I get to go wheel to wheel against drivers who I've looked up to and reported on and commentated alongside you in the past, Chad. So thoroughly looking forward to it, but I've got a bit of work to do. I'm about 2 seconds off the pace. One of the good things about iRacing is that you can sit in the pits and you can watch onboard footage from other drivers during practice, but it hasn't helped me so far very much.
I love it. Good luck tonight, mate. Get a few more practice laps in at the Glen.
Cheers. Thanks, guys.
I love it. He's also taken on the role of producer for the Kyle and Jackie O show, just riding that wave of fame at the moment. So it's kind of like the mix between the celebrity race and the All-Stars tonight, coming up a little bit later.
He's a good dude, Lockie. I met him back at Sandown a few years back when I was wetting my feet. Is that the term? Getting your feet wet? Yeah, in commentary. And he's always been a good bloke, and I've known him since. So Dane Warren at the moment looking for a championship charge, looking to claim that title. Chad, there is a lot to spurt out in such few minutes here in SwiftX qualifying. We're back to a 10-minute session. And Dane Warren has a lot of work to do because the advantage last year between him and Josh Rogers was a lot more than it is this year. He's under a lot of pressure.
Yeah, so last round of the championship, he's going for back-to-back titles. He has a pretty healthy points buffer, but the first job that he needs to cover is right here in this SwiftX qualifying session. Because if he doesn't finish inside the top 10 tonight, the championship is wide open for both Jake Burton, who's second, and also Jared Filsell, who won the last round at Bathurst. So that big haul of points the last round. There was also a post-race penalty that a lot of people would have missed for Dane Warren that came out later. So that dropped him outside of those podium spots. And it really does bring that championship back to life. Here he is right now. He's got his race face on. Remember, it was penalties for his teammate last year that really handed him the title. And he'll be very much thinking about that tonight.
And it was a pit lane penalty for Chaz Mostert. He flicked gears in pit lane, and according to the Supercars regulations, you must use first gear for the entire transit of pit lane and have the limiter engaged. The 5-second penalty, as you said, knocked him off the podium. Promoted Forzan El Nabi and Richie Stanaway for Team Tamaki Makaro onto the podium. And they'll be delighted with that one, actually. That was El Nabi's first podium since his debut race in the E-Series.
The irony that was what cost Josh Rogers the championship as well, not keeping it in first gear, as that happened in the early stages of that championship. Burton crosses through 144.7 and instantly eclipsed by Dane Warren with a 144.3. So 0.3 of a second. Dane Warren right back to where he wants to be.
It's funny because 3 purple sectors for Dane Warren, and during the week he did have a bit of a giggle with everybody saying, hey, I'm doing 44.3s. I doubt anyone believed him, and it's literally the time he's set for pole for the moment. So Dane Warren, the championship challenge, it's 69 points between he and Jake Burton. Jared Filsell, 81 points behind in third. All 3 mathematically in contention. The funny part about that is last year, Dane Warren was 80 points behind Josh Rogers for that championship going into the final race at Phillip Island. So anything's possible, but look who he's got to help him on the provisional front row for the moment.
I wonder if we're going to have a different grid tonight, given the fact that not a lot of drivers have had a chance to run at this course before. Brand new to iRacing, which means that no one really has a lot of laps around here. You go back to Bathurst, which has been on there for ages. These guys have done thousands of laps around there. There just hasn't been the time in the 2 weeks that this game simulator has welcomed the Hungaroring into it to get the laps in.
And a big talking point, and you found this as well, because this is the beauty of simulated racing, Chad. You as a commentator and myself as well, we can jump in and experience what these guys experience themselves in the sim. Track limits is a big talking point, and we don't mean big, it's mega. 9 of the 14 corners around here at the Hungaroring, you can be pinged for track limits. That will delete your lap time in quali. It's a 12-lap race. You do the math, 108 opportunities over the course of the race to receive a drive-through penalty. Not the issue at the moment for Dane Warren and his brother Ethan Warren, who have put the car onto the front row so far provisionally.
That banker lap time for Dane Warren, which has him provisional pole at the moment, is so important, as Ethan Warren runs almost wide enough then to discount that lap time. You've got to be so careful with how far over these curbs you run. If you put all 4 wheels outside those white lines, it might be enough to get the 1X for the off-track, which instantly loses the lap time.
Jackson Suzlin-Harlow now into 4th on the 2nd row. So some news on him last week. We said he wasn't classified for the finish, but after a post-race investigation, it was found that there was a bug with the sim, and so Supercars said that he was unable to actually complete the race, and it was out of his control. Force majeure, you could say, in a sense. And so they've awarded him those last few points, both he and Macaulay Jones. So he's lost 2nd in the championship. He's in contention for 4th for the moment, but prize money, $10,000 on offer for 1st. That's what everybody's gunning for this evening.
So no time recorded there for Ethan Warren on that lap. It stays out to have another crack as we check out Jared Filsell. Boost Mobile team with 2 drivers in contention for the titles tonight. Oh, he's just just got the right rear in an awkward spot when he was backing it down in second gear, locks the rears, and that lap is gone.
And he's pulled into the pits because look at the time remaining, 2 minutes and 40 seconds, and just like last week, the track improving throughout the session. Will we see a different pole sitter, our third different pole sitter for the season? Last year, Jared Filsell, believe it or not, oldest pole sitter in Pro E-Series history at, yes, retirement age, superannuation age of 26 years old.
It's a young man's game, this one. Jared Filsell on the curbs and putting that foot wrong on the right-hand side. Right there is where it all went wrong last time out. So it's a 1:44 lap time around here. You do have time to get out in the next 15 seconds just to get around to start a lap. As we check out Ethan Warren again in the Tickford colours.
Normally you're correct, and I agree with you. But just like the real world, the tyres will give up if you do a quick outlap. And that's why you saw Ethan Warren before, basically not even trundling, walking pace through his outlap. He's pushing on this lap that you don't want the tyres to give up through this sector because there's a couple of medium speed corners. Let's see if he can promote himself to pole. It's a big asking, but for the moment, he's shoved off the front row by Madison Down.
And no, the lap time isn't there, and he doesn't have time to get in and out of the pits to start another one as Gilliam crosses his fourth. It's a nice lap from Andrew Gilliam. Ethan Griggoult in the Logitech colours. Sitting 12th at the moment, one of the better qualifying performances that we've seen from Ethan so far this year. Actually equaling his last round out at Bathurst as well, where they just missed the top 10 shootout, sharing with Tony D'Alberto. Minutes ago, Dane Warren on top. Haven't seen the best yet of Jared Filsell. He will be on a lap at the end of this session after getting back into the pits, so definitely the 99 wants to watch out for, and he would dearly love to get onto that front row and put Dane Warren outside row one.
No surprises for the moment apart from Ryan Wood, the young Kiwi, currently the second fastest Kiwi in the field behind Forza Al Nabi, sitting in 9th. Caruso's been a strong qualifier all year, top 10 for the moment. Who's going to challenge Dane Warren for pole for the moment? That's the question. Somebody's got to knock him off. He's claimed so many iRacing credits thanks to SwiftX, but somebody's got to knock him off. And it's a happy birthday to him too today. Turns 22 years of age, but does anybody have that dagger to the heart? And if I was everybody on the radio right now, I'd wish him a not very happy birthday to get in his head.
Bit of chat on the Discord, maybe. Ethan Griggoult will stay 12th for the final race of the championship. Andrew Gilliam. Can he piece this last lap together? I'm not sure he would have got around to start that lap in time, but
yeah, it's very close.
Would have been extremely close. The other guy to watch out for here will be car 99 as Jared Filsell sits 8th. Quick first sector, 36.4, so his personal best through sector 1. So maybe Filsell can jump up a few more spots. If he starts 8th and Dane Warren starts on the pole tonight, he could just about kiss that championship goodbye right there. And he's in that fight for second with Jake Burton. Jake Burton currently sitting 5th at the moment. So a few of those guys who are fighting for the championship and the prize money tonight, not where they want to be.
And you just hit the nail on the head. It's not just the championship, it's prize money too. Jared Filsell currently 3rd in the championship, you take home $5,000. If you can promote himself to 2nd, an extra $2,500. But this is the man you'll have to fight with. Jake Burton across the line to end qualifying.
Gets up a row, but goes just one spot up. So good enough to take the Brad Jones Racing driver to 4th. He'll have a BJR teammate on the front row in Madison Down. Gilliam, nope, wasn't quite there for a lap. Has to abort that one. And back into the pits. Blake Purdy, one of the younger guys in the field, in the Shannon's Insurance colours.
2 green sectors for the moment for Purdy, but sitting 22nd. Anything's an improvement from there.
And Filsell is not going to improve from 8th. So across the finish line, and Erebus have some work to do. And Purdy with a late jump up the order as well.
And I think Suzel and Harlow too has jumped up to 4th, or was he always in 4th? I'm not sure. I think Jake Burton shoved it onto the 2nd row. So Suzel and Harlow, a late lap onto the 2nd row.
So 3 Brad Jones Racing cars inside the top 5. Brady Myers for the Shell V-Power Racing team, trying to up his positions. He goes to 14th on that one. So nicely done. But once again, it's going to be Dane Warren, and he has just clinched it when he needs to. By 0.2 of a second, he's got a comfortable margin Heading into the final race of the championship, SwiftX pole going to Dane Warren once again. Ethan Warren bringing that pace back from the opening round of the championship at the Red Bull Ring. Madison down, good to see some speed out of the Brad Jones racing cars. And that fight for second and third in the championship, if Dane Warren can skip away with the lead tonight, is going to be exciting. Sam Blacklock wrapping up the field, 1.7 seconds the spread. About as big as it's been all season long so far. And we're going to throw a little bit more iRacing credit at our pole winner tonight. Dane Warren picking up another 140 to add to the tally, takes him to 700.
Oh no.
700 iRacing credits thanks to SwiftX.
God.
What's he going to buy on iRacing with all the money that he's won so far this year?
A lot of content. You
Well
can buy
done.
the Hungaroring, what about 70 times or something?
Yeah. Well done to Dane Warren and Walkinshaw and Andretti United. They will be starting on the pole for the Pro Final coming up later tonight. We're going to switch it over to the All-Stars coming up next. The Cash Converters Supercars E-Series is proudly brought to you by Bosch Tools and Accessories.
Something extra fast, extra reliable, extra innovative. An X that makes the difference. Extra revolutionary, the X-Lock system.
We're bringing the Bathurst spirit to everything we do. We're bringing the octane. We're bringing the noise. We're bringing 99 years of passion. Yep, we're bringing the Bathurst.
Make more of the things you want possible with Cash Converters. Life made possible.
The Cash Converters Supercars E-Series is proudly brought to you by Bosch Tools and Accessories. It's a track with so much history. Watkins Glen, famous for NASCAR Cup racing, also Formula One back in the 70s as well, but tonight it's going to host Supercars for the Cash Converters Supercars E-Series. It's been so good to have your company throughout the course of the last 6 weeks. We keep the E-Series rolling every single year, seems to get bigger and bigger. Great to combine the All-Stars and the Pros for tonight and be broadcasting on Facebook Live, on Twitch, on YouTube, and soon to be live on Fox Sports KO7+, but also in Sky over in New Zealand as well. So wherever you're watching from, thank you very much for your company as we check in on Zoom with all our drivers. It seems to be a big grid tonight because we've got 31 cars lined up for the All-Stars. We're about to dive into SwiftX qualifying. And the guy they're all chasing, Jonathan, once again, as always, it seems to be Brody Kostecki, Richie Stanaway. They're the quick guys as we light it up at Watkins Glen.
Am I the only person who loved that shot coming off the mega wall? Look how fast these cars look around the Cup Series layout of Watkins Glen. There is the game tan liveried car of Richie Stanaway. He's gunning for an E-Series title, but he'll be lamenting that technical issue he had at Daytona. It cost him a lot of points, and he's got 120 to make up out of 150 available to Brody Kostecki, your championship leader.
So, star-studded field tonight. Not just Lockie Mansell we've got out there, but we've also got a couple of new sim racers joining us in Kyle George, who's won the competition associated with that car on screen right now, so the Auckland Wildcard, which you were commentating on this week, so dominated that one. Daniel Hall, who's the marketing manager from Logitech's going to join the fun. A few Super 2 drivers, Zach Best, Jay Robotham, Aaron Seaton, all here tonight. Tom Schwerkolt, 18-year-old son of Charlie Schwerkolt, Team 18 owner, is going to be in the Irwin colours out there against the guys that he gets to look up to week in, week out. But the one who's caught my eye is Jack Aitken. So that's a big name, personal friend of Tom Randall. So Jack's joining the company tonight, and he's the Williams reserve driver in Formula One. Actually got a start in F1 last year at Bahrain. So big names, plenty to watch out for. And the man they're all chasing, Brody Kostecki, instantly goes to the top. And a 1:09.2 is the go fetch time from Brody.
That's a tough time. It was a 1:08.1 by Shane Van Gisbergen here for pole position in the All-Stars E-Series, but the track conditions completely different. Track temperature that day around 18 to 20 degrees Celsius. Today we're around 45 degrees Celsius, sunny skies, and a challenge for Jack Aitken in that truck assist Mustang. Never would I ever thought I'd say Jack Aitken would be racing a supercar, but yes, another open wheeler guy is going to find out how hard it is to wheel one of these 1,400 kilogram beasts.
As long as he's driving that car, we should call him Jack La Aitken for the rest of the night. Here is Tommy Schwerkolt driving in the Irwin Tools colours. It's actually the same track where we had our expression session last year, where we had Mark Winterbottom's son in this car at this track, ripping it up in the All-Stars.
Well, it's good to see the young fellas in the Irwin car trying to replicate. It's a tough challenge trying to drive a car that a Supercars champion is wheeling around the racetrack, but great to have Tom Schwerkolt in. I spoke to him a few times in the past week, and he's certainly excited for this one. And Father Charlie, hopefully he's not put too much pressure on the young man. Maybe this is an omen, if he does well, for a potential real drive.
If you're wondering why he just pulled up on the back straight and parked on the grass, it's because he'll be getting a reset back to the pits to start another fast lap. Jay Robotham in the Rare Spares colours, working the back of Lockie Mansell. Lockie's up on the wheel tonight. How's the seating position he's got going?
That's a Kurt Stenberg seating position there.
It's a leisurely Sunday afternoon drive position for Lockie Mansell. And commentary for a cause, commentating for a cause commentator. So cool to see that Lockie's using his opportunity at Fame to also raise some funds. So every time that he's getting on the microphone at the moment, he's raising some money as well, which is a nice gesture. So each week a different cause. Go and check out his Instagram page for more info on that.
Yeah, Racing for the Burns Support Foundation. So they're a non-for-profit. They provide direct and indirect support for people who have suffered from burns. And of course, their families too. But he's already got a slight little... well, what is that? Has he already wiped the wall there in qualifying? The right side of the car looks dinged. And he should, hopefully this lap time counts for his first time of the session. He said he was 31st at 31st. I'm gunning for him. This is a tough ask for a commentator to try and be quick out there on the racetrack.
Well, he's ahead of Macaulay Jones at the moment, solely because Macaulay hasn't got a lap time yet. But I get the feeling Macca's about to send it up the order. Macca's been pretty quick this year, actually, every single track we've gone to so far. Unlucky to have a crash last week, which cost Jackson Susan Harlow a shot at some prize money so far this year. Here is Macca in the Coke car right now on approach down to the last sector.
Take a look, by the way, at provisional pole. Anton De Pasquale, who took victory here in the All-Stars. Yes, he didn't take victory here in the real supercars. It was in the All-Stars E-Series last year, but could currently snatch that $200 worth of Bitcoin thanks to SwiftX with a 1 minute 9.2 for the moment. Matt Payne's been a quick qualifier in third so far. Chaz Mostert adding more value to that Appliances Online machine. Not that it already wasn't worth $600,000 in the past week.
Yeah, 610,000 I think it went for in the end, to be exact, which is a handy little auction for the folks at Watkins Glen United, moving that car on. Not sure what the virtual car is going to get tonight at auction, but Anton at the moment on top by 76 thousandths of a second, and Brody on a lap is going to find some traffic, and he's also about 500ths down to that first sector.
So 1 minute 9 seconds the lap time, 31 cars. Think about the math there. That's around about 2.5 seconds per car. That means everybody's going to suffer from dirty air issues, and finding a clear slate of track is going to be a challenge too. Let's not forget James Golding in 6th. He's also mathematically in contention for the championship, but he needs a miracle to claim that trophy.
Purple through the middle for Brody Kostecki. So that means quickest in the session so far. He's got a handy little slipstream off the back of Jaden Ojeda. We'll watch the totem to see if he goes back to the top. He's going to go close, but not quite close enough. Queue of cars down the back straight, trying to find their own little piece of the road. They're queuing up behind Chaz Mostert. Everybody short stopping the bus stop.
They'll receive a slowdown penalty, so there's no benefit to doing that whatsoever. As here is your provisional pole sitter. Currently 200ths of a second between both he and Brody Kostecki. Brody took his ride from last year and steps into that Erebus Boost Mobile racing car. It's time for Anton De Pasquale to prove his worth back in the E-Series. I felt like he copped a lot of bad luck in the All-Stars last year, and now good to see him back on provisional pole for the moment.
Loving the gold wheels on this out lap as Anton gets ready to try and lay down another fast lap. With a minute to go in this session, it'll be his last attempt. And remember, we've only got 2 drivers who have scored SwiftX Pole Awards this year. There's the traffic as everyone tries to find their spot in the queue.
A new qualifying rule into this round is that you must maintain a minimum speed of 60 kilometers an hour to stop all the antics we saw last week at Bathurst. And that's going to cause a lot of chaos for ADP. This is his last opportunity to set a lap. He can't stop too slow here because he will receive a qualifying penalty.
All right, he's got Will Brown up ahead and a few drivers to queue up behind, so he will get a nice slipstream on this lap. Will he hit so much traffic, though, that it slows him down in the corners? That's the question for Anton De Pasquale as we dive down to this first corner. You can use all the road on the left-hand side. No track limits as we head up through the S's. Is he flat through here?
No, there's a lift.
There's a lift. 5th gear. We'll grab 6 at the top.
Such a tough corner. We saw Marcus Ambrose in the Cup Series there at the end of the race. I think it was 2013. Scored pole that race, but was taken out and into the barriers. It's a very tough section. Through the inner loop, chuck the car through here. Hold on for dear life. Don't run wide onto the grass. You'll lose a lot of lap time.
Catch it, Anton. Oh, that was awesome. Not quite. That was an almighty save if he could get there.
It was almost in the trees.
And that's the fine line that you're pushing. So De Pasquale out of action. Stanaway's jumped up to 3rd. Rougier now 4th. So Matty Payne's dropped down to 5th. Mostert still hanging in there. Sam Brabham, who put that car in the shootout last week, that was awesome seeing that car run in the shootout. Brabham name would have run around this place long, long ago. And he crosses over, but not seeing him pump up too far inside the top 5 with this massive 31 car field.
Sitting 25th at the moment. Sam Brabham certainly struggled on the sim. Hasn't qualified, I don't think, inside the top 20. Here's Matt McLean.
Pulls up, having a giggle. It's almost every single car that we go to is stopping. It's just the luck of the draw at the moment.
Let's go, Nick.
R&J Batteries, Nick Percat's going to finish off a lap. Thank you, Nick.
Where's he at the moment?
11th.
11th, there he
Where
is.
is he going to go here, Jonathan?
I'm going to guess 7th.
Okay. Close. 11th, he'll stay, it looks like, as he fully sends himself Jimmy Johnson style into the wall down at the end of turn 1.